is you interlock the two.
Now stretch them quite as...
Soccer. And the...
Quiet, please. In exactly 15 seconds, we'll be on the air.
I felt like a reptile. I felt like a reptile.
How are we doing?
How you doing, dude? You
You
good?
like the setup?
I love it. Very Leon, right?
Is it weird you can hear yourself now?
A little bit, yeah. I don't like it.
Well, see, this is the thing now. Whenever you're like unwrapping stuff or digging around in bags, you'll be able to hear what everybody else is hearing. In
This is why I'm not moving.
Well, there we go. Screensaver first, right?
Normally.
Because I've not done it first. I've not done it. Yeah, and there's still something going on with this TV. I don't know what's going on, but
Have you
it's
changed
like,
the HDMI?
we tried, but it didn't make a difference. Hang on a minute. There we go. Yeah, these are slick, aren't they? Right,
Mate, it's proper.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
How cool is that?
That is badass. That's very cool. I found one of my old... Well, no, I didn't find it. You brought one over. One of my... See?
Already.
There we go. Oh, now I can hear that buzzing. Is that my phone?
It's changed when I moved my head.
Of course it did. It's your head. It's like an antenna.
No, when I was over there in your position. It's your ponytail.
It's your antenna. It's your Mr. Majika.
My Mr. Majika. Do you remember Mr. Majika? Yeah.
He did that little wiggle, didn't he?
He did. That was a weird show, that was.
I preferred Alfonso Bonzo and Billy Webb. Can you remember that?
No.
There was a bloke. It's a bit creepy now when you think about it. There was like a homeless guy
A lot of it is creepy.
that walked along a playground wall, and this kid, Billy Webb, could see him and he could grant him a wish.
I remember. No, I don't remember that. I remember the Queen's. Was it the Queen's nose?
Yeah,
the kid with the
and
50
50p,
piece.
she rubbed its nose.
That was filmed around the corner from my mum and dad's house.
I would have loved that 50p.
Amazing.
Could you imagine?
What would you do though? I mean, what would you do in that downtime?
Wish for more 50p's.
You could have naps whenever you like. Can you imagine how fresh you'd be?
Yeah, just I always wanted a power to freeze time. So you know when people are like, would you fly? Would you be invisible? What would you do? Mine would be I'd be able to freeze time by like clicking my tongue a certain way. So I thought this out because people are like, if I snap my fingers, I could freeze time. Aha. What if someone knows and they super glue your fingers together, dickhead? So I always had it down in my head.
Or what if the song's really good? You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Bang. On and off, just reanimating
That's
people.
no good, is it?
Yeah, it'd be weird. So I thought I'd click my tongue or something like that and I could freeze time. But it's only when I began working that you get distracted with shit like that when you're packing chocolates in Thornton's. And I used to think to myself, like, if there was someone I really didn't like, I'd be like, right, I'd freeze time, stand them on the conveyor belt, strip them naked, and then just get back in my seat and unfreeze time and just watch this prick just roll around like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was so into it.
Heading towards the chocolate coater. Like,
Yeah. What's going on? There's a chocolate fountain. So I was really into it. And then someone who I know that's really brainy was like, you can't do that because the atoms would actually discombobulate, and really broke it down for me and just smashed my dream to pieces. I was like, fuck me.
we don't need science, dickheads.
Yeah.
It's not a moment for science.
I don't need a
You know
mood
what I mean?
hoover when I'm dreaming about making my old boss naked and going around a fucking
Right.
conveyor belt because she was a bit of a bitch.
Like, imagine having a scientist like that sitting next to you while you're watching X-Men.
Yeah. Never happen.
Yeah.
In his knuckles, where do they retract to? Well, they just do. No, Optimus Prime, there's no optimization in that. He's square, there's no aerodynamics. Fucking nice one, Billy. Yeah, I like real shit. So when like we watch films, we talk about this before, because I struggle with X-Men and stuff, and well, especially James Bond, because you can't make the same film 400 times.
You don't like James Bond,
It
do you?
rolls me off,
Yeah.
it winds me off the clock.
That's one of the weird things about, like, we're very similar in so many ways, but James Bond, I love a James Bond.
But did you watch it with your dad?
Yeah, I mean, it was maybe romanticized a little bit because of the, it was like a Sunday afternoon, or like it was on around Christmas a lot, wasn't it?
See, my stepdad was really into it, but he wasn't really into me. So we didn't really get on. So when he was on James Bond's on, I'm like, yeah, but you're a cock, so I'm going to bounce.
Okay.
So I don't mind him.
So you've got like a repellent conditioning.
Yeah,
with James
and then
Bond.
especially when you put someone like Piers Brosnan in it, which
I couldn't. That's not James Bond.
no,
for me.
exactly. And
James Bond's. I mean, Sean Connery, but Roger Moore is James Bond for me. He's the
same.
best one.
And Dalton,
Yeah.
only because every time you watch someone's like, He used to live next door to your nan. Do you know what I mean? He's because he's close.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, was he Nottingham?
Not we were obviously Derby, so we claimed him as ours. Apparently, when I was watching it with my dad, but
That sounds really quiet.
You do.
I do, yeah.
I don't.
It's a lot closer to the mic.
I'm
Is it,
smashing
yeah?
the tits off this.
Oh,
mate.
is that what it
After I
is?
got referred to as a Formula One car, I thought, well, best up my game.
Formula One car.
You said it on the Pix podcast.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, so I've been practicing with a wooden spoon.
Oh, because you. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying
Practicing with a wooden spoon. What songs you been singing?
all
When
sorts.
you've been practicing?
All sorts. I've been singing Wagon Wheel.
Wake Me Up Before You Go.
A bit of that.
That's one of your songs. I can
Yeah.
imagine. You know,
Libby's-
What Like an Egyptian. V likes that one.
Literally, I've got that on my playlist now. At the minute, whenever we drop off at school, I have to take both kids past the primary school all the way to the secondary school to drop off my eldest, to then do a UE and come back to drop her off because they're at slightly different times. So she's got 3 songs that she plays, and one is My Stick, which is a bad lip sync video with Yoda.
My Stick.
So Yoda's basically singing that his stick is better than bacon, which is true. Honestly, I know it off by heart. And the other Yoda one, which is Seagulls, Stop It Now. Because basically, so these guys, they watch the Star Wars videos and they re-sync it and they make up a song about Yoda being chased by seagulls. It's really good and it's really, really addictive. And there's another one in that, which is The Bushes of Love. And basically, she sings these all the way to school. And Egyptian Hold You, which is a bit inappropriate, but she doesn't know what it means. She just likes the song. Cheerleader. So we go through terms, and then I have to ban her from playing a song because I'll be literally
Because it's just
making
programmed in.
T-shirts and it's just fucking rolling around my brain. I'm like, bro.
Are there not any old songs that like old 80s songs that they like that you play?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah, like Patti LaBelle. So you know, like the Beverly Hills Cop theme tune. Not Axe Left, but like all the Patti LaBelle songs. Like
Yeah.
they're all on there. All my music is that fucked up. It went from, for me, Billy Ocean, Eddie Grant, Maxi Priest, Atlantic soul music, because my dad used to collect us on a Saturday, drive us from my mum's to my dad's in the van, and basically he had like 2 or 3 tapes, and that's what we listened to.
Atlantic Soul. So what was that?
Atlantic
Like
Soul.
Northern Soul's like Dexter's
So it is-
Midnight Runners and stuff. It's similar to that.
No, Atlantic Soul was.
Did
I do like stuff.
you see that?
Dexys. I did. I saw the snap, and if we can just cue that up so that it goes in time.
I think I switched the TV off. I
Did
think
you Phoebe it?
I think that's my superpower.
Yeah, you're not stopping time.
Hang on.
I wish that would.
Imagine. I can still hear it beeping. Is your phone on airplane? We're trying to figure out what's going on with these microphones. Is it a fucking...
It's on airplane now.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the phone that's hidden in the wall.
I hope so.
The ghost phone in the house.
Yeah.
There's a ghost phone in this house. I've
Beetlejuice
told you
phone.
Anna Mystery. Yeah.
You only told him to scare him.
Well, no, it's for real though.
I know it is. I know it is. Because you were actually telling the story once, and we were in another room, and V was in here, wasn't she?
Yeah.
But she had a phone on loudspeaker ringing someone, and you were like, there goes that phone again. And we all got up, like 9 of us, and just came into the room where V's on a phone looking at us like, the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's seen out of
Bit
full Monty.
X-Files.
Put
You
down,
could
piss off.
make a whole series of X-Files in this house, I reckon.
I think you could.
I don't have no idea what's under the floor either, which I kind of like.
It'd be kind of cool.
It's probably
though.
buried treasure.
Yeah.
It feels very piratey, this house.
I'd like to think there'd be buried treasure. Like a proper Only Fools and Horses,
Yeah.
like pocket watch.
Well, this is the thing. It wouldn't be pirate buried treasure if it was here. It would be like Anglo-Saxon, like,
It's not the same.
you know
is
what I
it?
mean? Well, I mean, you might get some nice old.
That's all you got to do sometimes.
Yeah. No, this is like an old Viking settlement. This was back in the
Oh,
day.
really?
Yeah, we won't mention the name because I don't want people knowing where I live.
I thought you were going to say it's mad racist or something like that. Back in the day, it
That's
was
up near
absolutely
your
fine.
end.
Oh, mate,
That's up near
honestly,
your end. Yeah,
honestly,
some crazy
Horrendous.
people up there. It's bad, isn't it? No need.
Well, there's one place where, because I'm kind of in a tiny little village, which you can run across, and there was this massive rally, and it was on a farm that I didn't even know existed, and I was like, oh, you're a dickhead.
A rally.
I didn't know.
Like
Yeah.
that's like a number of people show up
Yeah,
to a rally.
Yeah, it was weird, really
Well,
weird.
like skinheads, like white
And
supremacists kind of shit.
well, that's what I was
or
expecting. I was expecting to see like a load of bed sheets, but luckily they were trying to justify their insanity. Unless like it blows my mind.
I don't get it.
It blows my mind. I mean,
There was a neo-Nazi rally when I was training at Team Quest in Oregon.
Justified.
Like not too far away, and there was about 1,200 people showed up, which for me is far too many Nazis in one place.
Yeah. Or
that's-
the perfect amount to be shot. Do you know what I mean?
Just let's just make a list of those people's names. You know what I mean? You've got to be somewhat unstable to be showing up to those kind of things. Like it's a good time to, if you're going to gather people's information, that's the right time
Let's
to
do it now, Amazon.
Yeah.
But for me, I struggle because, as you know, I prefer dogs to people. And if dogs step out of line, they get put down. And it's it's a bit of a bad run because I've been bitten enough times and they've always been justified.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, you don't need to go to that extreme with people. Like, you don't need to put them down. I mean, put them down
Melt 'em
temporarily.
down into glue, do you know
if
what I mean?
if I could not get in trouble for putting a few people down,
Imagine.
like we could level out the world a little bit.
Yeah. I think
Especially if I can start punching people through the internet. I mean, the day that they figure out
a slap button.
the day that they figure out a punch through the internet, I don't know how they're going to do it, but there's going to be a way.
It'll be
You know what
like
I
one of
mean?
those
like an
kangaroo
electric
pens.
shock, and your phone, like being a dickhead, and you just get like 10
Yeah.
credits a year to
Right.
zap someone through the internet.
Oh, that'd be
That'd
gone.
be cool, wouldn't it?
Be gone in about an hour. Do you know what I mean? And I know that I'd be zapped way more. I'd be using more people's credits than I'd be using. They'd just be like, dickhead. I made
You
loads.
find a cheat code, though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
find
I made a load of friends
money.
on.
Oh, come on, man. What's going on with this?
Quite like the Flash because if we can do it
Dude,
really
yeah.
slow, then it just makes it a bit trippier, doesn't it?
We'll have to make a video and just occasionally add a black screen in, just so it seems like like it's intentional.
Oh,
So I got my Guilty Pleasures playlist out 'cause we were just
go on
talking
then.
about music. So I used to put this on at the gym when we were sparring over in Legends, and people loved it. So this has got, come on now, it's just not even happening. Water Like an Egyptian is
Yeah.
number one on the playlist. More Than a Feeling by Boston.
yeah.
More Than a Feeling. I've Got the Power,
Okay.
CC Music Factory. Remember it?
I've got the power. What? As in the Turtles?
No.
Yeah. The
Is that
Turtles. That was from the
Turtles?
Turtles movie. Yeah.
Is it really?
What?
Well, the first one.
Sorry.
No, that's Turtle Power.
No.
That's not I've Got the Power.
Have I got my powers mixed up?
You have.
Okay.
There's an Austin Powers as well. Don't
Max
get-
Power, the magazine.
Yeah, no, not that one either.
If you want to do your course,
Some kind of cars and porn kind of magazine.
easy,
I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight.
nice,
Right.
for training.
Cutting Crew. Well, it stirs emotion.
Yeah.
You can't always be pedal to the metal. Sometimes you've got to pull back a little bit and have your emotional introspective rounds where you dig deep a bit. And,
No one
you
in
know-
tears.
No,
one
we don't want tears. We don't want tears.
They're on
but
the
we
wrong
want to-
supplements.
Yeah, because you see, we go straight from I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight to Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a good sing along.
Because then you lift everybody up. You're like, okay, that round's done. Now we're at Breakfast at Tiffany's. Everybody's back in good spirits, and then
Final
da-da-dun-dun,
countdown.
da-da-dun-dun-dun,
Nice.
of course. And then we go into the Grease theme,
I can live with
Frankie Valli, right? I mean, that's a classic. And then, I mean, I've got Don't You Want Me Baby, Addicted to Love, brilliant song. Winds of Change.
that. Oh, mate. That was an awful
That was
example,
actually
but that's bang on
It
what the tune
wasn't
is.
too bad, I'll be honest. It wasn't too bad.
Follow the Moscow. I love it. It's a good song.
Right? I mean, it's a pretty good playlist. This I should upload it. We need like a
Yeah, we've said that before,
I
but I
don't
think
know.
we'd lose listeners.
I don't know how to work the internet. No, mate. Honestly, there's
don't
some
think?
classics on here. I think the newest song on here actually is Informer by Snow.
Oh, mate. They look
And
down
all
my
the others
pants
are
and
older.
up my bottom. Can you remember that? When that revelation, when someone got the lyrics for the first time, they're like, they
What?
look down my pants and up my bottom, Informer.
Yeah, looking in his ass for drugs.
Why? Yeah. You can't ask my mum that because she didn't acknowledge that drugs existed. It's the same as when we watched Red Dwarf and we're like, Mum, what's smegging? She was like, I don't know.
It's
All
a
right.
fridge.
Yeah.
It's a fridge.
It's a big fridge, so you can say it. She also made the mistake of telling me that a twat was a pregnant goldfish. So I rocked up the next day at school and I was like, boom, twat. And this teacher just looked at me, gone out, and I must have been 9. And I was just rocking the twat bomb on everyone. And I was like, it's fine. It means pregnant goldfish. It's like, why would you want to call someone a pregnant goldfish? I said, she's got a nice ring. She's got a nice echo to it. Twat.
It's a lovely word, isn't
Beautiful.
it? They say it different in America. They say twat in America,
I wonder if
which
that's...
is more like swat.
Yeah, twat.
Why would they say? Yeah, but that is a fact. Why
Yeah.
why would we say swat and not swat?
Swat, yeah. Yeah, very true. But it is... Depending on where you are in America, I've heard some people say it and it sounds properly badass.
Really?
Yeah, and other people. And I can't even think of where it was, but I was watching a film the other day and they said it, and I was like, oh, that rang good. That
I mean,
came
I'm a
out.
bit biased because I'm from the UK, but I like the really overly pronounced T on the end, the
Yes.
twat.
Yeah. Is it twat the fastest?
I hope my mum don't listen to this podcast anymore. She started listening to it at the beginning, didn't she?
Yes.
And I think it's flying under the radar now. I'm not sure she's seen it.
Fingers crossed, because I do judge a lot of my good decisions within a lane radar.
I'll tell you what I should do. I should show you that photo that my grandma sent me of my great granddad. Did I show you that?
No.
Oh, she's had it filled in, like colour filled in.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Fucking so cool. Did you see that Conor McGregor thing that I posted on my stories earlier today?
I didn't, because I was drawing
The
some
Strangle
artwork.
Squad. Go and follow the Strangle Squad on Instagram. So it's that video of McGregor lighting that joint on the beach
Okay.
when he's under the parasol, and it's just fucking really awkward.
Yeah, like,
It was
like your first ever cigarette.
right. It was like Luke Rockhold's Gang Signs, kind of. It was really fucking awkward. So he's got white girls on Snapchat after being sold $1,000 for $40. But the best thing was his caption at the bottom. It says, "Weed is so tight. Like this post if you do a weed."
That's Chris Simpson
Fucking
all over again,
Strangle
right?
Squad, they're brilliant.
Would
They're
you do a
brilliant.
weed?
Yeah, no, I'll hang on. What I've got to do is figure out some technology here.
CBD kills is a great one.
CBD kills. What is that a hashtag? Is that like a vegan cat hashtag? You remember that Joe Rogan thing? He started that.
I do
Like
remember
the
there's
whole
something-
vegan cat
yeah,
thing, and he went on a rant about people that feed their cat vegan food.
These poorly cats.
And now if you search hashtag vegan
Took
cat,
over the world.
it's just it like broke the internet.
I always used to frustrate me when people who didn't smoke would try and smoke. And I'm not trying to say it's a cool thing, even though you look badass. But it's one of them where
Why does it look cool though? Because I mean, it
James
does.
Dean, innit? Look at James Dean, man.
But I didn't grow up watching James Dean.
Yeah, but you knew. Like, you watched Stand By Me and he had a packet of fags rolled in, a packet of cigarettes, sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Folded in his pocket. You're like, dude, you watched the film Sin City without smoking, you can't do it.
Who was on TV smoking when we were growing up? Did the Fonz smoke? He looked like a smoker.
Maybe. I doubt Henry Winkler would have been into smoking because he's such a soft dude, even though he played like the baddest guy on the planet at the time. He's the nicest
He was
bloke.
brilliant. I always wanted to see him do a collab with Alf. I always thought they'd have had a great show together, like Alf and the Fonz. Can you
Eating the
imagine that?
cats. What are you doing, Alf? I'm just going to eat this cat. Who thought of that? Someone properly sick and twisted. Please don't be listening, Elaine. We're like, we should make an alien that eats pussy. And they're like, what, for kids? It's like, yeah. And that's what we ended up with. Alf.
That sounds like a series on Netflix these days. That does.
My sister's still got an Alf teddy. It came
Really?
in a space pod. It was a cardboard box.
Well, you remember My Pet Monster, right? I don't think I've got it in
the
here.
purple one.
Yeah, with the handcuffs
That broke.
I fucking wanted that thing. So I mean, I got it. It was very cool. Oh, that's what I've got to show you as well. I've got the Boglins. Come on, fucking technology, man. It honestly, I spend at least an extra 20 minutes a day wasting my time trying to figure out AirDrop. You know why it is? It's because my AirDrop's.
But you've also said wasting time. And you didn't say, when the time comes, I won't even notice. I'll be too busy
looking good. Oh, there we go. There's my iPad. Oh, shit. It'd be worth it, honestly. This photo's wicked. Look at that. Look how cool that is.
Man.
I would love to find that fly-in jacket. So he used to lay that across the bed. Obviously, they had, poor. That was the warmest thing in the house, I would imagine. So when he came home, he would like put it across the bed, across
Come
the
on,
kids.
guys. Have a warm.
Like, I don't know, what, 7 sisters and 3 brothers, I think my grandma had.
Wow.
Yeah, but how cool is that photo?
But just getting that, I thought you were going to say he just lay it across the bed so people could see how cool he was. And they'd be like, oh,
Just
love you.
That's a cool photo, isn't
They
it?
make a good tattoo. I've been watching a lot of
would make a good tattoo,
Ink Master. Have you ever seen Ink Master on Amazon?
I've seen it advertised. I've not watched it though. That's not the one where they put them through weird challenges. Like you could
Kind
have
of.
tattoo a dead pig in a freezer.
So that
There was one that had that on it, and
the
I just
entry-
switched it off straight away.
The entry to it, because obviously you got Nunez from, old school Miami Ink, and Pekka. And Pekka's background is traditional American. And so obviously Nunez is Japanese. Not obviously, not everyone knows. But Nunez is Japanese. And then you've got, what's his name from, the guitarist from Chili's.
Flea?
No.
He's the bassist, isn't he? The guitarist from
Oh,
Chile.
man. Long dark hair. Looks a bit like Chris Angel. Not Dave Angel. And he's the judge. And basically what they do, they set challenges. So there's normally teams or whatever, but What are we doing?
You're up, Mystery, in tears. I thought he was having a cry there. He's trying to remember the person's name.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Sick guitar.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I'll remember.
I was trying to remember a name earlier today, and I've still not remembered it. And I know as soon as I say the film to you and the person I'm talking about, you'll know his name straight away.
Go for it.
And it's relevant because my new Lego set's just come.
Oh,
he
nice.
played the Joker.
Oh, Jim Carrey.
No, older, like 90s Batman. Like he was in The Shining as well.
Oh, as in Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Sorry,
Fucking
I
hell.
said Riddler. The internet just lost its shit. Imagine me calling Jim Carrey the Joker. Yeah, sorry, that was Riddler. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
Jack Nicholson.
This has just come out. I had to order it.
I'm not
I had
going to
order
hurt
it.
you.
A very
just gonna
reasonable
bash your brains in.
£35.
Sorry,
Check
dude.
that out. That's fucking awesome, isn't it? It's the old school Batmobile,
Wow.
right?
Very jealous.
Anyway, I've just diverted because I was talking about these. I mentioned these the other week and I managed to find them.
Yes.
And I have two of them.
You got the original.
I've got the original. Boglins. Oh, shit. Because that's what spurred all this series. These were the original ones, weren't they?
I don't
Like they were the original ones. And
This
then they
was the
released all
original,
of
yeah, and
these,
then they came out with Go-Go's and stuff.
Well, like, so the cage opens up at the front. And I've got two of them in here. I've got the small one, which these have literally probably not been touched, not been out of the box in, fucking, I don't know.
Maestro.
How old am I?
I think
25
you're
years?
39, Dan. I don't know why you've gone
Dude, I've
Scottish,
even
but that's
still
going to
got
get me
the
in trouble,
catalogue.
isn't it?
I've even still got the catalogue in it. Yeah, why is he Scottish?
Because he looks like my friend Scott. So it's not all Scottish people. It's just he looks like a mate of
okay,
mine.
okay. I mean, these were fucking so cool. But then the thing is, the problem with these is, like, they were good to a point, but then you're like, well, that's it. Like,
Yeah,
you can only talk at your mum while she's cooking for so long
Yeah,
before she starts staring at it, and you're like, you've got to fucking do something else. Go back and play with Lego again. 'cause-
exactly. These could eat Lego, though. You could put stuff in their mouth and be like, I love that.
I wonder if we can get one of these made that's mystery, but with the tail on the back. That'd be pretty
Like a
cool,
lake
wouldn't it?
sperm.
Yeah. Like a lake sperm.
Yeah, that would be kind of terrifying. I only had the mini boggling because yours came out first, which had the posable arms and the tail and the eyes. You can do Action Man with your eyes. See, these just bulged. So it's not quite as.
That's just that's the groin shot expression.
Do you know where I got mine from? I got mine from Index.
Index, fucking hell! I completely forgot about
Index
Index.
catalog. Yeah,
What happened? Did Argos buy them out? I
don't know.
And then did Argos get bought out by Amazon?
Sainsbury's. Argos in Sainsbury's, isn't it?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Index. Another weird concept.
Yeah.
And the good thing about this is it's got the hole in the bottom as well, so you can actually control it through the cage. You see?
I never had a go with a real one.
Did you not? Well, there we go.
Enjoy that, eh? I had a lobster. I got a lobster one from a car boot and it had no eyes. So no one else wanted to buy it. So I waited till the very end. So what are you saying, mate? And he was like, 50p? I went, got no eyes, mate.
So what did you do?
Call it
25p?
5p. I'm not messing around with a full silver coin. You're mad.
You'll have a small handful of copper coins.
Yeah, you'll
and
have all
like
these
it.
coppers, mate, and enjoy it. I think one of them was from Belize.
It's cool, right?
Really good, man. I can't believe you've got all the bits as well. There's going to be
Me
some
neither.
collector somewhere that's losing their shit.
Honestly. Well, if there is a collector, fucking let me know, because I can get this damn thing sent out to somebody.
Well, I started following. It was a while ago. You know, when you're on social and there'll be like a group page for, I don't know, Lego or G.I. Joe or Mask or something. And the amount of collectors, it's insane. But the worrying thing is when you see what you used to have that you gave to your cousin or someone, and then someone's buying it for like $2,000. You think, bro, I had 6 of them. Do you know what I mean? It's worrying.
So the story of these is that they're from some kind of weird swamp.
Like a bog.
Biologist field notes. I've discovered these weird swamp creatures so that all bogologists, why not, can learn their wonderful secrets. Put one in your hand and watch the fun begin. That's Mystery's bio on fucking Tinder, that is. For sure.
But was that a pun?
This one's got glow in the dark eyes. I bet they don't work anymore.
I bet they do.
He's about 46, this fucking dude.
I bet they do. It's just it's now probably taking years off your fingers.
His name's Dwark.
Do walk. I can see it just here. I just read it. It was like, do work.
And this one's Boink.
Yeah, I had boink.
Although there was a clang and a doink and a blap and a squit and a splat.
These are all just turds. They're all turds. I went to the toilet. What did you do?
names.
Just squitted. What did you do? It was a bit of a blap. Do you know what I mean? Someone's just taken a really nasty shit. They probably had like some hot food. And that's what
I was fucking all about these, mate, when they came out.
I loved it. The popular kid at school had one, Toby Flood.
Of course he did.
He had everything cool.
Toby Flood. What did he? What kind of celebrity did he grow up to be? Was he on Big Brother? He sounds like a Big Brother contestant.
Yeah, probably. I think I always got confused because there was is it England rugby guy called Toby Flood,
Yeah.
but I don't know if it's the same guy. I don't think so. He'd be 40. What am I? He'd be 42 now. But he was the proper. He was the one that had the big fight behind the bike sheds when we moved up to the next year. That was a proper scrap.
Remember when you were a kid, you always knew how old you were, didn't you?
Without a doubt.
I forget now, genuinely.
Mate, my cousin lost his whole 21st. He lost his entire year. He was rocking around. He's like, I'm 20. And then his mum was like, Gav, you're 22 next month. And he was like, I didn't get my 21st. He's like, and he's like, oh.
Lost it.
Genuinely lost a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I've never been that bad, but yeah, I often forget how old I am.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to anyway?
Well,
I know you've been working on some design stuff. We've got some gloves coming out and some shirts and stuff.
yeah, we've
Oh,
just
this is
done.
going to sound horrible, this, isn't it?
About to say, for saying that I was the bad one on the mic.
Look, I can't sit here with a fucking Lego box and
Don't
not
lose
building
it.
Eh? What?
Don't lose it. There you go.
Look at this. Beautiful. So what have you been doing then?
I've been making my Stranger Things Lego.
Oh, did you start it?
Yes,
Oh, dude, I can't
It
wait
is
to see
amazing. But I was saying to Via a bit ago, I haven't got a table to sit at to build Lego because I want to do it in the living room because we don't get much time for me and Stacey to sort of chill out. So once we've sorted out the kids or do what they're doing, we get to watch telly for a bit or whatever. And that's when I'm trying to pull it out. But the dogs can be fully settled on settees or wherever. Everyone's sorted. No one needs anything. So I lie on the floor in the dog bed because that's soft for my old bones. And I start building. And then literally, I don't know if Ia used to do this, but you know when a dog sort of puts its head on the floor and rolls it, like rubs it sideways?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah,
looking,
like
but
an itchy tab.
Yeah, itchy tabs just coming towards you, just rubbing its head. And then it always heads towards the model. And I'm like, bro. And then before you know it, I've got one dog that I'm pushing Ben away. So he wants to play fight. And then the other two want to defend me, but not as a unit. They're not coming in as a tag team. One of them wants to defend me from Ben. And then the other one's like, don't pick on Ben and Dad. And so then now I've got 3 dogs wanting to fight. And all I wanted to do was 5 minutes in my fucking Lego. And it just never happened. So it's coming together. It's nice, man. I've got that and the Nintendo NES one to make.
Yeah, that reminds me. I want to show you that channel, like YouTube channel with Ben Cartledge.
Who is it? Ben Cartledge?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he plays old games. Like, do you remember R-Type?
Yes, definitely.
Like, he was playing that the other day, and he just kind of sits there and just streams it live on his channel. But he did Golden Axe as well the other day.
I like Golden Axe.
Like, what you're playing? Are you still playing that Crash? What's it called?
Still playing Wreckfest. And
That's it, Wreckfest.
there's a load of, like, they keep bringing out free games. So because we game share, someone in the group will be like, yo, we've got this new game coming up. And we keep downloading them. And I don't know if you found it, but back in the day, you used to buy a game for whatever money, 20, 30 quid. And that would be the game. And
Yeah.
It would last fucking forever.
Forever.
Whereas now, you turn the PlayStation on, it's like, it's got an update, 1,000 gig. And you're like, bro,
Yeah.
I live in the fucking country.
Be ready on Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't play them games. So we got World of Tanks, which with 2 of you in an all-out war was shit. So we pretended to the other lads that it didn't work, so they'd delete it. I know they don't listen to this, so I'm cool.
I was playing the Xbox 360 Mortal Kombat the other day.
Dude,
That's a very
it's just
good
a
one.
little bit up from the SNES, but
Exactly.
it's good. It's
I
same as
still
Street
like
Fighter.
the old 2D kind of
Yeah.
style though, the back
Yeah.
and forth. But yeah, it's a good game that is. But I could play that Sid Meier's Civilizations for so long.
Yeah, David plays that a lot. He gets lost in it because what happens is throughout the week he'll play that sort of game, and then it'll come to Friday and we start playing like COD or something, and his fingers are just completely dead. So instead of him like being able to move fast and shoot or whatever, his like flinch reaction is literally nothing, and he's just getting murked for the first couple of games until he gets really pissed off. But it's good. I've been enjoying it. I like the retro.
Mate, honestly, it's Ben Cartledge who's one of the judges for Cage Warriors and UFC and a whole bunch of other shows. But this is what he does. He just like in his spare time, he's hanging out playing these games. This one's Double Dragon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Dude, I can remember the music, and there was always the big guys with the massive heads. You know the story of Double Dragon? They're brothers, aren't they?
Yeah, but they look nothing alike.
No, but if you press both buttons together, it'd do a flying kick.
Oh, is that right?
Remember that?
And then there was the weapons. What was there? There was the crowbar. There was a baseball bat. There's a cricket bat, even though it was in America.
Yeah.
That never made any sense.
Beer
to me.
bottle.
Beer bottle.
It's these big guys. Like she's clearly got a tumour. That's not a natural.
That's a big old head, isn't it?
In it.
Yeah.
And the rocks always look like someone's crispy cake that's gone wrong. Do you know what I mean? It looks a bit janky.
Love the style of it though. You know. I've got a. What is it? Scramble brand. I've got a Scramble brand rash guard, which is like Street Fighter style.
I had the original Double Dragon on my Game Boy, but the original Game Boy, so the dot matrix one. You know, the screen that was just like monotone. There's no colour to it. It was the Game Gear and the Atari Lynx that had colour.
Atari Lynx.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot about that as well. Atari's still making stuff. Did they
I
turn
think
into
so.
a different company?
Are they still going? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I know that they had the Lynx because my mate won one. You remember those Saturday morning TV shows like Going Live and whatever else there was, Number 73 and whatever the fuck. People will remember those references roughly, I would have thought. He phoned in and won an Atari Lynx and Tokigo's Ape Spit, which was a gorilla. But
Tokigo's Ape Spit.
Yeah, but he came from a family that were completely against video games. So he would get to play this Lynx like once a month, and you'd always try and plan it when you had a play date because no one else had one. They were fucking huge.
Yeah,
it was like this big.
It was like a big like the Batman thing.
Like a steering wheel, like a Batman steering wheel. But the cartridges, the inherent problem with what they'd done, the cartridges were flat like a credit card with a curved back, but all of the copper was exposed. So if you remember a Game Boy cartridge, it's got like where you blow inside to get all your kids spit on it, mum spit. But that was kind of protected, same as a Game Gear.
Yeah, you never blew it, did you? It was always
yeah. But you still did it. Like when I got my 64 out the other day, I'm like
shake it.
Yeah, just 2 seconds, Doc. Give me a minute. And so he had a Lynx, but that's what damaged the games really quickly. So and people, even though the Game Gear was colour, I think Game Gear took 6 batteries. Game Boy took 4.
6 batteries. Yeah.
And it just took over.
Game Boys were great when they first came out. So what did you have before like consoles? Were
had
you
a
like
Spectrum.
an Atari or a Spectrum?
My mum's house had a Spectrum because we were poor. Like no Cadbury's poor. And that was a ZX48K.
You're never going to let that go, are you?
Never, ever, mate, ever. Fucking, I can justify my poorness. And I can justify being spoilt because my dad had a divorce. So what are you going to do? Bake it up to me. He doesn't listen to this. He won't remember he's had a divorce. So with that, we had a Commodore 64 at my dad's, which was quite high up. It was pretty good.
So did you have that game that was similar to this, but you were moving up the map and it was two like
Ikari
Rambo
Warriors.
guys? That's it.
I did have Ikari Warriors, yeah. Because if you remember in the
we need
arcade...
a full Reptile Ikari Warriors t-shirt. I reckon.
Definitely. In fact, I think I did something similar. Because
did you?
In the arcade, if you remember, it was the first time I ever saw that the arcade stick, instead of it just being a rigid joystick, it was actually it was either hexagonal or octagonal. And because you're looking at his shoulders and head, weren't you?
Yeah.
And it was just like Rambo. He had like the big
big
Brin gun, and it was just really quickly animated. But as you rotated the stick, it would rotate me away from the mic. But it would sort of click him round.
Yeah.
And it was bright yellow stick. I ran over to this arcade machine. Could not for the fucking life of me work it out. It's like when you remember being in an arcade and someone's playing a golf game on one of them fucking half a ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Super Punch Out.
I mean, I like the feeling of it. It's like nice to just spin the damn thing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to play a video.
That's
game
a time
like
waster
it.
when you're
Especially
waiting.
not controlling something. That's just weird.
Nah.
No, I remember the joypad was the joystick was like had the suction cups on the bottom.
The Kempston.
So you could.
That's a Kempston joystick. Why the fuck? I don't know why that's in there and times tables aren't, and normal shit is. Honestly,
Imagine if you could select what you remember.
and just push some more, just delete. Yeah, but the problem is, it's like when I delete stuff off of my Mac. I'd be like, yeah, definitely. It's all good, backed up, and then fucking lose it. I lost all my. I did Matt Howard's fight library.
He came into the gym the other day.
Did he?
He's got a set of Darren Till teeth on him right now.
mate,
I tell you what.
I miss Matt Howard.
My
Tom.
goodness,
honestly, some of the most. I can't repeat any of his stories,
No,
but they were gold.
Oh, not Matt Howard. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up.
And you said Matt Hallam. Matt Hallam,
Matt
Farmer Boy.
Hallam's got a good set of new teeth on him.
About to say,
hasn't he?
really?
He had to turn the camera down. He had to turn the exposure down. It was ridiculous.
Did it bounce off the top? Were you like, this is just like some crazy laser show? So he gave me his first 10 fights, which were all in, I don't know, one up from a field, working men's clubs. Do you know what I mean? It was real early days, and I made him a whole just a highlight reel because he was trying to get into Bama and all the rest of it.
Okay.
And so I was doing all that.
So how many fights did you get of his?
10.
Have you still got them?
This is what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Well, I might have the actual DVD I put out, but the problem was, I don't know if you mind me saying this, if I don't turn up in the next couple of weeks, you know where I am. He gave me this whole video collection, and obviously it's really family orientated
In the UK.
Orientated.
Oriented, I think, in the US.
We've covered it all. So he basically gave me all these videos, and he's like, but he had a previous girlfriend or wife, I can't remember. It was a previous partner, and he basically said to me, just cut her out. Can you cut her out, because it's a bit tricky with my new missus. It's still a bit frosty. And I was like, yeah, no worries, brother. I'll do anything for you. So I put it all together. It took me hours because I'd never edited. I'd never done anything with videos. I'd basically done his knockout. So he beat the shit out of someone, and then it was run slow mo and really, but like far too long. It was like the first time you used PowerPoint and you put all the effects on in one go. It's like star swipe and fucking spingle spangle and move out all this shit on this video. So I made it for him, and he was absolutely over the moon with it until the week after. And he came back, and I was kind of scared because he came in and slammed it down. He's like,
Oh dear.
mate, you're going to have a look at this, mate, because she's going to fucking kill us. And I was like, what's wrong? And basically there was about, if you can measure time in less than 0.1 of a second, you could see, I think, it wouldn't even be side boob. It was just like the smallest mark of this girl. And I couldn't for the life of me find all the old bits that I'd put together. I could only find the one bit. So luckily he was quite busy after that for a while. So he didn't come back for it. But
Oh, so you never finished it then?
No.
Oh, mate, I'd love to watch some of those.
I'll bring them down for you.
I bet some of them are wild. I cornered him in Leicester.
Really?
Yeah, he fought at what's the club on the corner near the bus station? Lost Weekend or something? You know which one I mean, don't you? It's like I've got a corner entrance right next to where the bus station is. Anyway, I was cornering him there, and the whole place was chaos because Turner was on the card as well. So he brought all of his mates. And they're all rowdy and had a few drinks. Shim was on the card as well.
Oh, really?
Mate, it was star-studded as far as local legends.
Well, I would have been at Wayne's then, because Shimmy only had 2 fights, didn't he?
Yeah, this was one of his MMA fights.
Okay.
But it was just chaos. And he's one of those guys that he's got the touch of death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you just wouldn't need to train him. You just wouldn't have need to train that into him. It was just bang, people fall over when I touch him.
But you need the other person to be a fighter to a certain degree, because a lot of these local shows got kind of thrown together because as much as there was talent, there wasn't always an opponent, because the talent that was built was like, well, we're not going to fight each other because we've trained together. So you got a few more.
I remember Victor from Nottingham fighting his mate. Do you remember that?
No.
He brought his mate who we worked with, and they fought.
And they didn't
beat
know
him up,
when they
cut
got
him
there.
open.
Oh, really?
Like, really weird, yeah.
My brother fought his mate in Thailand. He went travelling. So he was in the Navy, left the Navy and went travelling, went to Thailand and was ringing me like 5 minutes before he went in and go, I'm about to have a Muay Thai fight. What should I do? I was like, what? Where are you? And he was like,
Don't.
yeah. He was like, I'm in Thailand. I was like, and I've fought my brother. I know that he can't fight. So I was like, You probably don't do that. Who are you fighting? And because it was his mate he was travelling, he was like, yeah, fuck it, crack on. And they
So they do
basically
it
just
then,
beat the shit out of each other in a Thai bar in this gym.
Brilliant.
How fucking cool is that?
Brilliant. When the world opens back up, we're going to Thailand. We're going to AKA to see Mike Swick and check his place out.
Oh, nice.
But definitely Mystery's having a fight in a Muay Thai gym, in a Muay Thai, a bar.
Really?
A Muay Thai fight in a bar. Oh, I've not told him. He's literally
Are
just
you just
going
going
to
to push him in and be like,
Yeah.
he called you a cunt? Like on Kickboxer, where the trainer
get him
goes
drunk.
over and she goes, he's just said this, and you got that real,
You got to do the really awkward dance.
with a big hand clap.
I'd do it, mate.
Of course you would. I know you would.
The
You'd be
dance,
down.
you would do the dance.
And
all
we'll get
day.
some cool tattoos when we're out there as well. That's a plan. I want a proper Thai tattoo with a...
Yeah, Wayne's
Really?
Dragon was done
Yeah.
by hand. But if you've seen the size of it,
Yeah.
he had one day, and when they did, I think, 12 hours or something, he had to go back the next day. I was like, no thanks.
It's not. That's... Oh, shit. That's one of the worst things. He's going... I had my stomach done over 2 days. The first day I went in and got all of the really heavy black work done.
Yeah.
And I went the next day and he filled all the shading in around the edges. So it was all fucking sore and he's got them latex gloves on and he's... Ugh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, horrible. Horrible.
See, I've mainly been
been ages
tattooed
since
by
I
a
got
friend.
Right.
So the worst thing is, as much as...
Yeah, he was a friend, but it was Steve Tetley. It was Psycho Steve Tetley.
But his name was
thought it
Psycho.
was hilarious.
Yeah. Tony's name is not Psycho Tony.
I'm like, Steve, you're making eye contact with me.
Yeah.
Is that even necessary?
Please look down. There's no ink on it.
Lunatic.
Good.
It's like, so my very first tattoo is inside my lip, the skull and crossbones.
That was your very first.
That was my first one, yeah. And I
really?
went in there and he went, and I knew it was a fucking test. He was like, do you want something to numb it? I'm like, no. He was like, correct. But he was the kind of lunatic that would tattoo himself to feel the pain.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's got a smiley face on the bottom of one foot. He's got something else on the other. Yeah.
Just for it to be there.
Oh, he's a maniac. But he was so much fun to train with.
I think one of my favourite places to go or to see the best and the worst tattoos is just when you go to the swimming baths. When we go, if we go on holiday.
Hardy Warlead's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, but you get so much more skin exposure, don't you? I have seen a few at Hardy Warlord, but they're mainly on Jimmy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, Jimmy's they call him the painted man.
Only God can fudge me. Why does God want to fudge you, Jim? No reason.
Oh, I've got to get him on the podcast at some point and have a chat with him. I tell you what, I've been back in the gym quite a bit recently working with the guys, and Jimmy Warlad, how he was when he was over at 4th D preparing for fights compared to how he is now as a coach.
Really?
He's amazing. He's such a good coach. And I don't think the guys that are there quite understand and appreciate what they've got. Because I know what we didn't have back in the day. Like if Roughhouse had ever had a Jimmy Warlad as a coach,
World champs.
it'd have been a different thing altogether. But he's really, really good. Really good. He still wants to fight, but he's looking like a heavyweight at the moment.
Who does he want to fight? I know he wants to knock Phil Baroni
trying to
out.
get that Phil Baroni fight sorted
Come on,
out, but I'm
Philip.
not sure it's gonna. No, Phil wants it. It's nothing to do with Phil. It's the promotion. I'm not sure whether they've got the budget for it this time.
Car park
around,
fighting?
So, yeah, no.
We'll do it. Double Dragon. We'll just call it the Double Dragon.
Great design, isn't it? That
Mate, all of them.
we're gonna need our own show at some point, though.
I think the trouble with Jimmy...
That says English tier.
Yeah, that's what's up there. It's just... it's a busy establishment of sorts. There's no door handle.
No.
How are you getting into English tier? You're not. No.
So what did you play on the Commodore then? What were your games on the Commodore? Was it
Outrun.
Commodore 64?
It was a Commodore 64. It didn't have the built-in tape deck. It was separate. And it used to take about 7 hours to load a game.
It was ridiculous. I had an Amstrad and it was the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd wake up on a Saturday morning and I'm like, oh, I'll play one of my games.
think I'll treat myself.
I'll put Turbo Tortoise in.
Yeah.
And I'd like 20 minutes. And you had that weird display on the screen. Yeah.
Honestly, but you'd have the volume up like some sort of fucking maniac. You'd have and your mum's like, "Are you all right?" Yeah. Well, that's on, and you've got like Agadoo playing in the background on cassette, but it's just all mixing
No,
in.
bad Michael Jackson.
All day.
On vinyl.
Yeah,
That's what I was playing in the background.
and we had that's what I call music 6.
You know what's funny is I have a few games where because I was playing the game at the same time as listening to a particular
completely
album,
associates.
it's like if I'm like Doom and the best rap album in the world ever.
Yeah.
They're like the same fucking
Same.
thing. Like I sat and played Doom for so long. Going,
Doom and Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
I've got exactly the same
you
from
go.
that album, but mine was even at Thornton's because you were trapped packing chocolates, and basically you went in at 5, came out at 10:30, a different person. We saw so many people change. Trust me, it was terrifying. You know, when people will put a picture on Facebook like, lost £3, I can tell you exactly where people have put it on when you sat watching it actually happen in real time. But
That'd be a terrible job to keep your weight down. Though.
Awful.
I couldn't be on a conveyor belt of chocolate.
Oh, dude, it was a game. We'd have a game. So basically, you'd be sat, and me and Jamie would be in this Coleman room making Easter eggs or whatever, and there'd be a whole new trail of new starters. And you'd be like, obviously, I was single at the time, so you'd be like, she's fit, she's fit, she's fit. But you'd give them weeks, and you'd see who's got that. A lot of people would eat for the first week and then just be like, dude, this is not for me. I can't stand it. I mean, I've seen people leave on the day they got there because of the smell and stuff. Whereas some of them would just come in and they would get the just like take everything in. They would eat everything there, and you're like, bro, you must have a mirror. Nothing can fit you anymore. Do you know what I mean? How fast chocolate will make you the wrong size and shape is insane, especially when it is all you can eat. It's kind of terrifying.
Imagine that.
Ugh, honestly. I didn't eat chocolate for about 11 years after I left.
Really?
Ever.
I bet you could tell us some stories that put us off Easter eggs, couldn't you?
Do
you have to sign a contract to tell us just, you know.
Oh, fuck them. They're all right. And
they are doing all right, aren't they?
Mate, well, I think Ferrero Rocher bought them, so they laughed it off. But
See, I like Ferrero Rocher, but let's be honest, they are quite painful to eat sometimes.
They're ridiculous.
I like to savour chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm not munching shit. I like to savour it, let it break down a bit, but mysteries agreeing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's similar to
Can't be a
burgers.
rush.
I don't get people who make burgers like this tall. You can't eat that, bro.
No.
If you make it flat and round, I can fucking pizza that shit
Yeah.
all day.
Mate, the burgers V makes, although they're amazing, like it's a test every time she makes one. I have to figure out. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like how do I approach this? And
But I've been there. I've built them. I can remember building a quadruple decker sandwich. I think I'd watched.
what was in it?
Let me tell you, because this is kind of terrifying. Because I was at my mum's, so I decided, and it was one of them days when it was school holidays and like educational programs were on, and it was like how crisps are made. And, you know, you sit and watch that shit for an hour, and before you know it, you've eaten 30 bags of crisps. It was a similar thing. I think we'd watch Scooby Doo. You know, when Scooby Doo used to make those ridiculous sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, all
It
in
was
one.
always
Whoop.
like
Yeah.
tipping.
Yeah, some baloney fucking. Someone told me Scooby Doo was a vegetarian, and I said, "How can he be? He puts luncheon meat all over that sandwich." And they're like, "No, it's eggplant."
Hashtag vegan cat.
Yeah.
Hashtag vegan Scooby Doo.
Hashtag vegan Scooby Doo. That's why he looks so shiny. So I'd watch Scooby Doo, and I was like, right, what fillings have I got? And bear in mind, we were poor, so it was all like.
So no Cadbury's chocolate.
There's no
fillings.
Cadbury's chocolate filling.
You love headbutting.
I've
that shit,
headbutted
don't
it
you?
2 or 3 times now, but I started off with bacon. That's a solid sandwich filling.
That is a
I will
solid
have a double
sandwich
decker of
filling.
bacon any day. So then I was like, what else have I got? And I was like, oh, I've got ham.
You're checking. It makes me nervous when he checks to make sure we're recording.
We've recorded
He's like,
nothing.
Oh,
It makes me nervous when you check it.
Funny story.
we've got trust issues, mystery, both of us.
You know, if we recorded this again, it would not start or finish.
It'd be
anywhere
completely
near.
different.
Yeah. So I started with bacon.
Yeah.
Then I went for may have been sausage or ham.
Oh,
So-
right. You're doubling up on meat straight away.
I went straight
You're
for
not
the meat. That
fucking
was
around.
fine. But then, because I was like, this has to be at least 5 layers, I think I went for tuna.
Oh, no.
So
No.
once I'd had tuna in there, I was like, oh man, what other sandwiches do I like? I like jam. And so I made,
What else do I want to taste again as I'm vomiting it back up?
dude,
That's a fucking horrible combination.
none of this thing.
Bacon,
Bacon,
ham
sausage or ham, tuna, jam, and I think cheese. But it was basically what fillings we had at the time that I didn't kind of compute that you're going to be biting this all at the same time. It was like the trifle out of Friends.
With the minced meat in
Jam,
it.
good. Peas, good. Meat, good.
No, that sounds terrible. That sounds
yeah,
terrible.
mine definitely tasted like feet.
I used to have, so there was a jacket potato stand, which is a very British thing, in it. I can't imagine there's
Is
anywhere
it?
else. Do you think? Can you imagine anywhere else in the world where they're going to have a jacket potato stand? Where?
Germany. Yeah,
Germany,
but that'd
you
just
reckon? You
be
reckon-
a be a baked sausage wurst. Wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Would it?
Yeah. I don't think they'd be messing around with
You don't
potatoes.
reckon, no?
They're far too inferior. We have the worst. Bake it.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine baked potatoes. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
They're fucking incredible.
anyway, so baked potato stand outside where I used to work in a shoe shop
Okay.
in the basement away from the customers, and I'd go out on my lunch break and I'd go to the jacket potato stand. And my combination, which was always a winner, was baked beans,
Good.
cottage cheese, and tuna mayo.
Oh,
That
cottage
is
cheese.
a winning combination.
See, my kids have jacket potato, and I do a jacket potato with a load of butter, or olive spread if you like, a load of salt and pepper, beautiful, and then cheese and beans, normal. I can get on board with that. Or beans and little sausages. We call them squashy sausages in our house because they're not real sausages, are they? Let's be honest.
You turned into Terry Tibbs for a minute trying to sound with that then.
As about. So we do that, and then they have a big dollop of tuna mayo on the top. And beans and tuna mayo, it's like, I can't really get into that.
Yeah, no, it works. It works.
Yeah, I do like tuna in a jacket potato. I went to KFC once with a lad, and he was a bit special. And we'd all finished eating. There's about 4 or 5 of us, and basically, all he had at his end of the table was the gravy and the coleslaw. So, as you do, being British and having banter and being a bit of a twat to someone, why don't you eat that, mate? And he did. He ate the lot. Coleslaw and gravy. I think he was pregnant.
I don't know if that would have been too bad.
It's fucking rank. It all curdled. It's cream and dairy
Yeah,
with
but,
hot, oily chicken fat gravy. It's pretty rancid.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about chicken, I've got to do a shout out. I've got to shamelessly plug something.
Talking of chicken.
Yeah, I've not worked my way around to that just to say this. Basically, this comes down to customer service.
Oh.
And obviously, as you well know, this is
love a
something
bit of
that
customer service.
I have to work in this area quite a lot, and I'm very grateful when people reach out to us. But on the same instance, I've had a couple of experiences with 2 independent people that I said after the fact, after they helped me out, that I said I'd mention it on here because there's 1 or 2 people that listen that might be interested. But it's Moo's birthday on Monday, and she's 13. So, because Stacey is like so organised that she's got birthdays worked out till she's 25, I like to buy some random shit that me and her are into that no one else is. And because she likes cooking with me, I was looking at some bits and bobs, and there's a lady who now lives in the UK, and she makes Australian chicken salt. So basically, you have it on your chips, but it's like it's called her Insta. I think is, I'll check it in a sec. Uncle Chuck's chicken salt. So it's just a seasoning, but a lot of the process of me and Moo cooking is the prep. So like, she makes her own barbecue sauce that she's kind of fine-tuned over the past couple of years, or when we're seasoning ribs, she's got her own rub. And it's one of them that if she's not screaming at me and thinking I'm a prick, if I get 5 minutes of maybe mixing some spices together to do something with her, it's a really cool thing. Yeah. So I jumped on this lady's website because it was really cool. Like, what I'd seen was completely different. She's an independent, and basically she sold 2 different salt shakers with these 2 different mixes in, but one of them was out of stock, but you could buy them separately, which kind of spun me out. And I was like, bro, can you help me out? Can you do me a favor and let me know if you can put it back in stock? And she went so far above and beyond because she found out it was my daughter's birthday and she got it back in stock and she sent it out early. I was like, mate, that's the shit that I'm living for.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I mean? Just someone that there's at the end of the phone. So you can't ring Mr. Nike or you can't ring Mr. Adidas, but you can ring Uncle Chuck's chicken salt. And I just know that when she gets it, it'd be one of them things that she wasn't expecting. Yeah. So once she's been through her bath bombs and had her new pajamas or been shopping or done whatever, it'll be one of them, like at Christmas.
So she's not had it yet? You're not
not had it yet. So it's like at Christmas when you forgot that you got a new pack of felt tips and it's 8 o'clock and only Fools and Horses have finished. You're like, oh shit, I ain't cracked them open yet. Do you know what I mean? It's not your main present, but it's still something you're into. So I'll just double check because I'm pretty sure that's who she's called. That's who she's called. English is my first language. So she came out as Uncle Chuck's Chicken Salt. So thank you very much for doing that for me. I appreciate it. And the other one is Panda Bubble Tea.
Oh, really?
Similar story, exactly the same sort of thing. They basically sell bubble tea, which is like tapioca bubbles.
Right. Oh, it's like the Thai style.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
and this is another birthday thing, is it?
Exactly.
So you got to keep her away from the podcast at least until then.
Yeah, she's probably banned, definitely banned from this. Always banned, without doubt. Yeah, we're not even. Me and Stacey aren't even divorced. We're still together, but it's like a court order that she can't listen to any content. She just thinks I'm a cock, and this would make it worse. So Bubble Panda UK did the same thing. Basically, messaged me and was like, "We'll dispatch this on the 31st, which is her birthday." To which I asked them, "Is there anything you can do?" And they just, again, I don't know. I suppose it's asking someone a favour, and they do you a favour. But I'm kind of touched by it because I do it a lot if I can for people.
Yeah.
Whereas
You don't always see it on the return side.
no, I just
So
don't
are you
like that
expecting
faceless
that?
thing.
Are you expecting that that Kevin and Perry kind of shift overnight, like he did in the very first episode where he turned into a teenager?
Yeah,
Remember the very first one?
Yeah.
He's really excited. And
Yeah.
He's 12 and he's going
Hey,
to
guys.
bed. Oh, I'm really excited, Mum.
Yeah.
13 tomorrow. Yeah, like turns into a monster overnight.
Oh, Miss Peasant. Yeah,
Are you expecting that? or
I've
has
already
it
got
been-
that, man.
Oh, really?
I've already got that. She's got my rage, Stacey's stubbornness, and that as a combo is I don't know, it's a medical experiment. But it's weird. It's hard because you try and think to yourself, what did I want someone to do as a parent?
Yeah.
And I want my mum to understand and sort of go, all right, fair enough. You want to have the telly on while you're revising because that's how you learn. No worries, little bro. I've got you back. Whereas we try and be cool and give her the moon on a stick. And it's like I've said to Ollie before, because Ollie's got kids a similar age. And he stopped me the other day and just was like, our kids think we're a cock, don't we? But we're the cool ones. And I was like, exactly. Like, if you see the other parents in the playground, there is some proper derps, proper butt fucks, like really shit, bad, not nice people, don't do anything with the kids, they're just shit. And like, I try and go above and beyond and be cool and play and do whatever. And they still think you're a dick. But Libby was coming home from school the other day and I got in from work and Stacey was like, "Are you going to tell your dad?" And Libby lost her shit. She's only 9. She's like, no, don't tell him because he'll take advantage. Which I think she means it'll go to his head. Because basically, a couple of the kids in her class thought that I was cool.
Oh,
And I'll take
well.
that.
And she's definitely not going to like that because you can't be cool
Cannot
and
be
be
cool.
her parent.
No, she just thinks I'm a dick. Unless she's scared. Unless she wants me to like take her upstairs or take her downstairs because she's still scared of the stair monster. Which I obviously
You got a
encourage.
stair monster in your house as well?
Of course we have.
I'm
And
dealing with that guy all the time. It's a problem.
he's always there, but the thing is, most people would probably tell him, "Don't worry about it." But I'd be like, "Well,
What were you scared of?
Wait
when
till
you were
Halloween.
age? Anything.
I was scared of a ghost called Wartface."
A ghost called Wartface.
Mm-hmm. Me and my friend, the same guy who won the Atari Lynx, actually, his name was Duncan, and he lived in a fucking massive house. His mum and dad were doctors. So he had this massive house, big family. And we were both into the same stuff. We're both into G.I. Joe, we're both into Mask, and we were both into Star Wars.
Mask was good.
Yeah, exactly. So we would...
Centurions.
A Power Extreme from Man to Machine.
Amazing.
That's the tagline. So we'd have a lot of play dates because our parents were friends. So it was always cool. So like we'd go around and see him. And he had a load of weird nooks and crannies in his house that were kind of scary because it was a massive old farmhouse. And my mum's house had very similar, like weird little bits that were kind of scary. And then when we had the cabin bed, and obviously the underside of a cabin bed's terrifying. So,
because it goes on forever. It's like Narnia.
Mate, it was like Narnia, but there was a ghost in there. And because, I know I've told you before, my mum's bathroom was made of cork.
Yeah.
And it was like a real high-end bougie thing to do. And because the airing cupboard in the was next to the bath, if you went in there, it would sometimes just open, just for the natural
because the
airflow in the house.
It happens sometimes in here. These doors open sometimes.
And it's one of them where you're like, oh.
But that's not the wind pass. That's ghosts passing through this house.
And
for sure.
You could be stood having a piss and literally the door open and you just pinch it and run. Like I'm not sticking around for seeing who's coming out because I'm not sat down. I'm not prepared for this ghost. And I told Duncan, and he was like, I put some flour on the floor in the kitchen and I found a footprint in it. And it was all warty. And I was like, that's weird. He had a lot of dogs, so I don't know if a dog had just trodden through it. But he started out this thing of Wartface, this ghost, and I can remember it so vividly now of his stories that he would basically like just elaborate a bit on. And then mine would get more elaborate. And it got to the point then when you're almost convinced that you can see this shit when you're a kid. It's fucking horrible.
My old art teacher, so when I was in my last year at school, I always wore black if I could, and I had a big wallet chain and long hair. Often, painted my nails black and scratched it off. I was a bit of an odd child,
Rebel.
a bit of an odd teenager, you could say. My art teacher, I got on with him really well. There was I can't remember. It was like an evening where Candyman had been shown, right? And a lot of these kids had watched Candyman. They were in the class talking about it the next day. And he started this fucking story that if you say Chain Man in the mirror 3 times, I'm going to show up and kill you. And I had no fucking idea he'd started telling
You're
all these
Chain
kids.
Man, not
Yeah,
the
I'm Chain
teacher.
Man because I've got this big chain. Oh. And he's like, the guy that walks around school with the big chain. It's like, he's Chain Man. Like, if you say Chain Man in the mirror 3 times, he'll show up and he'll strangle you with a
Swinging
chain.
your chain.
So like, all of a sudden I'm walking around school and there's these little kids and they're all like gathering in packs and pointing at me like, what the fuck is going on here? And he thought it was hilarious. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
But
so-
didn't fill you in on that.
No, he didn't tell me until like a bit later on. I'm like, what's Chain Man?
You are, dude. So when you
Yeah.
when you went as the outlaw, did Chain Man cross your mind at all?
Not at all. No.
No.
It was-
Just for the art teacher.
yeah, it was a terrible story. But he was a bit mad though. My art teacher was.
Yeah,
but I
mine
got
was.
on with him very well because of that.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
think it's
He
the
humoured
creative
me a
side in
lot.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't mind me playing Tool at full volume while I was working in my studio, even though he had to yell over it in his class.
Yeah, while he's teaching.
Yeah.
That's all right. It's just Chain Man. I
Yeah.
don't want to disturb him.
No, he'll kill me. Yeah. Oh shit. We better wrap this up. I've got to get V to that appointment.
Oh, well, right, we're done. 1 minute was nothing else I needed to tell you, I don't think, because you knew that you've given me that 2 minutes just for me to say nothing, apart from one thing to let people do for the next week or so while we're not here,
Yeah.
is the supermarket game.
Supermarket game.
Find something really random, like a tube of KY jelly and a Kinder Egg, put it in someone else's trolley, preferably a couple, maybe older than newer, and then watch them go through the checkout.
Yeah, and video it if you can. For
Definitely,
us.
because you get a lot of funny looks from the old woman at the old man. Why is he buying KY
Love it.
and a Kinder Egg?
Love it.
There's no justification for
There's
that.
none.
No.
None at all.
Not at all.
So yeah, that's a fun game for you to play. And next time we'll get the N64 on. If
Definitely.
you wanna follow Ben, One Credit Classics, he is on YouTube. I used to find snooker rather relaxing to watch. What's going on? I find this quite relaxing to watch.
Mate, I
now.
could watch
Have
it all
in the
day.
background. It's quite peaceful, isn't it?
Well, didn't you spend all hours in the arcade? Because when you had your pound, once
Of
your pounds
course.
run out, what do? You stay in the arcade in
Yeah.
case some 10p's fall out of
Of
the pusher.
course.
But
You're going
otherwise,
to check all the money I was on the
yeah,
cash.
you're not going to get any more money, so you sit and watch demos.
That's it.
That's it.
And learn how to pass these levels. Anyway, yeah, we'll get the N64 out next time. I want to play GoldenEye. Cool. Well, I'll have to finish my Lego set another time. All right, mate.
Nice one, brother. Thank
Good
you.
catching up.
Take it easy.
Catch you next time.